Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of EDU 600. On Monday, we will be entering week number 8 or module 8. This week, we're focusing in on experimental research and factorial designs. And I will get right to the nuts and the bolts of this week. Before I do, I'd like to say sorry the materials are a little late this week. I'm having trouble. I just switched computers and I had a problem uploading the videos to YouTube. It's usually a very simple thing, but YouTube wasn't recognizing the new computer that I got. So I do apologize for the tardiness this week. So let's get right to it. This week we're looking at two different types of research. Really, experimental research is really if you're going to focus in on one or the other, we have experimental research and factorial designs. So, in a nutshell, experimental research, to me, I've always thought of it as the type of research that people understand that's done in a lab. And it adheres to a strict protocol. It's not out in the field. It's under a controlled environment, meaning when the research were developing a vaccine or a treatment protocol for COVID a few years ago, they used this methodology. They had a control group where basically the control group, nothing was being done to this control group. And then the second one had to do with the treatment group. What type of treatments? And it could be a type of vaccine. It could be when the vaccine was actually administered, etc. And what other treatments went along with that. So if you think of experimental research as done in a lab, strictly controlled, adhere to principles, that is what we're going to be studying this week. Nuts and bolts. I'd like you to take a look at videos. The first one is by Jeff Beaudry. It's on experimental research. And then I have two others on experimental research. I'd like you to read chapters 8 and 9 and identify 2 to 3 quotes. Write them down somewhere. We may circle back to this, but we have enough other work this week that I'm not going to, at this point, ask anybody to submit your quotes that you have done. I'd like you to read the introduction to experimental research. It's a really brief summary, but it's a good way to also understand the type of research that we're looking at. Then we have a group activity. So you, just like in week number 3, you were assigned to a particular group. The first thing I'd like you to do is read that particular article, and then each one of you are assigned one section to take the lead on. And I'll give you an example on that in 1 second. So here are the groups, Group A, Group B, and Group C. Now, a few more things. And I just put these in here not to freak anybody out or cause you great anxiety, but I wanted to mention on October 29th, the article Capture 2 assignment is due. And that is where you submit the 3 additional articles, and you have placed those in an article capture form. November 12th is the experimental critique assignment. What you are working on this week as a group will be the basis for your individual experimental critique assignment that's coming up on November 12th. So once again, this is more than a practice round. It is a practice round. You have an opportunity to discuss the same article that you are going to write an experimental critique on, which is due on the 12th. And I'd also like to say that your qualitative critique, I've graded some of those, and a bunch I have not. I will have everybody's grade with comments to you no later than the end of the day on Monday. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. And then I put an advance organizer in here for next week. So we also have the visual display assignment. Don't have to spend a huge amount of time on that. That's due tomorrow by midnight. If you need a little extra time, please let me know. And you can, I'll just click on this assignment. Click on the assignment. Here's the rubrics. So that's where you can find the rubrics. Let me go back. That's the visual display assignment. Okay, so here's the nuts and bolts for the group discussion. And I'll focus in on Group A because it's the first one that came out. This is the article I'd like you to read, and I spell it out here. Please read the article first, and then you are going to do individual postings. Daniel is going to post in his discussion post the purpose and design of this. Emily G is going to do the literature, etc. Now, if you are assigned, if Bailey's assigned to this overall critique and evaluation of the research, and she wants to do it early, Bailey, you don't have to wait until Daniel or anybody else is done. When you have your section completed, please post it. And like I said, Karen will do her post. She'll call it sampling or sample, and then other people can chime in. This is your opportunity to discuss the article. And once Karen posts her section, it's an opportunity for your group to discuss the sample. That, whatever Karen put forth, that's what I'd like you to discuss for each one of the sections. There's the instructions. Here's Group B. You're reading how dogs influence. And then the Group C, you're reading the same article as Group A. If you have any questions on that, please let me know. But once again, I can't stress enough. This is your opportunity to discuss as a group the article, each individual section, that you will be writing your own version of this paper in a critique coming up on November 12th. Okay, everybody. I wish you a great week. For those that like getting outside, the weather has certainly changed, and I think we're going to be okay this week. The temps are dropping, the days are shorter, but it's still quite nice outside. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you have a great week. See you online, everybody.